It's Nolan.
Ooh, yeah.
When I done came up out the bottom.
Ooh, yeah.
Got fresh like I just hit the lotto.
Yeah.
They say money can't fix all your problems.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I say throw it in my wallet.
Ooh, yeah.
When I done came up out the bottom.
Ooh, yeah.
Got fresh like I just hit the lotto.
Yeah.
They say money can't fix all your problems.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I say throw it in my wallet.
Yeah, life is a youngin', boy, I was constantly bumming, couldn't have nothing, never sold drugs, I was on corners with tapes on my bag, just me and my cousin, my homies was frontin', blessing for ladies, my story is crazy, these rappers can't fade me, I got it, focus my energy, now I get plenty G's, and it's the rate to deposit,
Measuring the streets, remember the days I was fasting the feast, checking my bank and I tally the least, now I get paid for my talent at least.
All of that struggle just made me a beast, I don't know why they wanna play with the kid, I done build everything straight from the mud, still I ain't never been down with the pig, I'ma do numbers when I drive, nothing when I cop, I'ma blow a bag, spinning on the block, throw it on my girl, let her drop the top. Plus I'm independent, never sign to die. I can never stop, thumbing through the guap. Save a couple racks, put it in the stock. Ice water dripping, splashing on my watch. Flooding out the burgers, I don't see the dog. Ooh, that's my demeanor. Never been nice, but I feel like I'm meaner. Catching that money like I'm a receiver. Give me an inch, I'ma make it a meter. Shawty so high, she done gave me a fever. Dripping so hard, I done messed up my sneakers. Straight out the dirty, I came from the cleaners. I run through the green like a golden retriever. Ooh, yeah.
When I done came up out the bottom.
Ooh, yeah.
Got fresh like I just hit the lotto.
Ooh, yeah.
They say money can't fix all your problems.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I say throw it in my wallet.
Ooh, yeah.
When I done came up out the bottom.
Ooh, yeah.
Got fresh like I just hit the lotto.
Ooh, yeah.
They say money can't fix all your problems.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, I say throw it in my wallet. They ain't never seen nothing like me. I be running numbers up in my sleep, making money when I do it for free. Guess it really just be falling for tree. I don't never see these boys in the street. I be calling out a place like a cheat. Down sharp, like my jean got a crease. Work the wheel like I'm brushing my teeth.
What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. I'm your host, J Nolan. Y'all already know. Hey, man, today's episode is called This Too Much. Y'all already know what we're getting into, man. The whole Riddler, Drake, Kendrick Lamar situation. We're going to be following up on that situation a little bit more. The Ebony Prince has come out and given a little bit more details as to who he is or what he has to do with their situation, their beef, or his role in providing evidence allegedly to Kendrick Lamar. We're also going to be getting into Soulja Boy going at Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. I don't have a lot of time, so we're going to try to keep this as fluid as possible. Just go through the details, go through what's going on. I want to have a quick conversation with y'all because I don't have a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? As stated before, we started the show with Lotto just because I wanted to go ahead and give love and respect to Moon2 2.0. Not sure what happened with you last night during the premiere. Moon2 said that he was kicked out of the stream or kicked out of the chat, I guess, because he was a Drake fan. And I want to just let it be known, we don't want to kick people out for having opposing opinions on the channel. Even if we don't agree, my whole thing is, as long as we're being respectful, as long as we're, being objective. Moon2 was being pretty good. He's a Drake fan. He wants to see Drake come back and redeem himself, and that's okay. He came back at the end of the show from a whole nother account, and he decided to put $10 into the super chat. So thank you to Moon2 2.0. Hopefully there's no issue this evening. Please, mods, don't kick him out. He's a Drake fan, but it's okay, right? This channel is not we're not paid by Kendrick Lamar, TDE, PG Lang, none of those associates. So it's cool for people to like other artists. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody thinking that this is a Kendrick Lamar propaganda channel, because we damn sure ain't. All right? I want to give a big shout out to Miss Tracy, who consistently comes through on the Cash App crew side of things, and Leah. Y'all know who y'all are. I greatly appreciate y'all. That's why we started the show with Lotto. Give y'all props, y'all love, y'all respect, y'all just do, so we could get into all the mess and clear things up immediately. All right? Now, before we get into the Ebony Prince follow-up, Drake decided to come out and put a story out today on Mother's Day of all days, to let the people know he's about to be moving forward. DJ Akademiks came out and said, hey, y'all be on the lookout for what's next. All coded language. We don't know exactly what Drake's plan is, but if we're going to get a little bit of insight, at bare minimum, I could go ahead and just post his story in here. Give me a second as I trim it down to size for the stream, because I thought this was pretty interesting. All right. So, one moment, y'all. So this is Drake coming out in his story earlier, again, in the wee hours of the morning, which is when he seems to be most comfortable putting things in his story, talking about stuff. Good times, summer vibes up next. So you can see there's a warrior here, a samurai of sorts, with a blade, standing alone with no team backing him, and probably 1,000 motherfucking ops coming at him. He says, good time, summer vibes up next. Now, some people are interpreting this photo as he's still going to be striking at the competition, at the field, at the Metros, the Futures, the Rosses, the Kendricks, and the et ceteras. But for him to say good time, summer vibes up next, I think this is actually him announcing the conclusion of beef, or at least the temporary conclusion, let's say that much, of the beef, and summer vibes, basically saying we're about to pivot, we're about to make some good music, we're about to get back to hit making. I think he definitely had some long conversations with Lucian Grange, who is, as Kanye West would describe, rich baby daddy, but we're not going to say that. Lucian Grange signs the checks over there at Universal. Lucian Grange is ultimately the one backing Drake, backing Kendrick Lamar to a degree, backing some of everybody in the music industry. But we know he gives Drake unlimited budget. He's come out of his own mouth to say whatever Drake wants, he gets, right? So I'm sure there's a lot of conversations happening, whether there'll be Zooms, actual in-persons, whatever it is, definitely coercing Drake. Like, look, man, the battle rap shit is cool. It worked out in your favor with Meek. You put up a formidable fight with Pusha T because he was a smaller artist than you. You know, his megaphone was only but so big, even though it was effective against you. It didn't really hurt you all that much, although it did punk you into becoming a father. But this Kendrick Lamar stuff is not good for business, okay? Yes, we're making money on both sides of the fence, but you are our primary investment. We gave you 400 M's to make hits. We need you to make hits. We did not sign you to be a battle rapper. We did not get you over here to goddamn battle this out. I'm glad you felt like you could do that. You proved your point. Family matters. We made money off of that. Now let's get back to making good music. I think those are the conversations that are happening. We went over some of those things that Cooley Bravo was talking about yesterday, saying UMG really did not, want to sanction the beef any further. So they had to make some concessions with Kendrick Lamar. We don't know exactly what those concessions were, but at this moment, he is not going to be releasing any more disparaging tracks towards Drake unless he starts sending sneak shots. On Euphoria, Kendrick Lamar says, I hate when you sneak this. If I catch flight, it's going to be direct. So he's going to be listening out to see what you're talking about, right? But moving forward, what we can somewhat expect is Drake to start making pop-friendly hits, radio charting hits, Billboard hits, club banger hits. That's what we should expect next from Drake. And we're going to have to really see how the public responds to those records. Are we still here for Drake music? I predict that there's going to be a lot of folks that will steer away. I think he will still chart. I think he will still have success. But at this point, there is a sizable community of people that are looking into Drake, whether that be looking into finding dirt, whether it be this whole Ebony Prince situation that's just going crazy, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. People looking into his father, the Baccas of the world. What the hell is really the significance of him being in your crew based on what his convictions and his cases have been? There's a lot of chinks in the Drake brand. And I think a lot of people are trying to basically battle it out within themselves on the morality of supporting Drake, right? I think there's a lot of people out there that question, is it okay to support him? Now, let's go ahead and get to this whole Ebony Prince thing, because again, I don't have a lot of time. So what we do know, based on his assertions in this situation, is he possesses the items that are on the Kendrick Lamar 616 in LA and Meet the Grams artwork, right? Furthermore, let me go back through his tweets. We know that the Ebony Prince guy is a part of a ballroom dance drag community. I believe he started, called the House of Ebony, right? And he's not a spring chicken. This is not a young person we're talking about here. I don't want to disclose this man's identity. Y'all have told me his name, and I am electing purposely not to say it because he's getting himself into some matters that are of legal issue. And I don't want to contribute to his takedown before we get this motherfucking info. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm selfish like that. What Kendrick say? Cole and Aubrey can tell you I'm a selfish nigga. The crowd is heavy. Okay? I want to get this information. I don't want this motherfucker getting no cease and desist and shit sent to his desk before he actually tell us what the hell he's been meaning to tell us. This whole Riddler shit is contingent upon his ability to whistleblow. So get the tootin'. Right? He gave Drake and DJ Akademiks till Monday to basically remove any remnants of calling him a thief online, or his legal team will be hitting them with some sort of paperwork or case filing. Now, we went over this yesterday, but I want to just refresh some people's memory. Excuse me. Speaking of Drake, he says, "You've had many things discarded on your behalf over the years. I wonder if you can remember them all. You're blocking my money with your lies, so you have forced me to get it another way." Now, what some people have interpreted based on this is that Kendrick Lamar is even refusing to pay him. I don't know this to be true. This is just a theory that's going around online. But I would think, or maybe he's gotten a deposit and not the second half, because Drake and others are saying that this is a lie, right? With the Heart Part 6 and all of that stuff, saying I planted this information. People are now, questioning the authenticity of what this guy's talking about. Somebody's blocking him from some money. Somebody had some money on the table and he's not receiving it, which is now getting him to a place where he's selling it on the open market pretty much. Push-ups, really should have kept that to yourself. Had you not lied, I would have just waited until you died to sell my goods. 2 Black American men became unemployed at this exact moment, and you made an enemy. Again, this is from the original hotel footage from January 22nd, 2023 at the Mark Hotel. I told you I stayed there before, man. When I went to do my when I got flew out, I hate to say that because I sound like a bird. When I got flew out to go compete in the Hot 97 Top Shelf Freestyle competition. For those of y'all that may know about that, you could go check that out. It was me and some other dope MCs, Mech For Real, one of the homies, my guy LA, and I forgot my other guy's name, but we all competed. It was Hot 97, and it was a dope time. Shout out to Loaded Lux for choosing us and having us at that, So that was my experience at the Mark Hotel. I was only there for a night. Didn't know about the other shit, but this was back in the end of 2019 when that happened. So all the shit that done came out from there, I ain't got nothing to do with. Okay. Furthermore, he says, how do we know you're not like us? We never come back after we curse out the service providers. Now, somebody said a very interesting thing in my comments last night. I think it was Tatiana, if I'm not mistaken. I think. Shout out to all the insiders. We coming to know y'all by name, man. I appreciate everybody, man. I think I missed the homie's birthday shout out. Hold on. But yeah, shout out to all the insiders, man. Everybody that checks in and keeps up with all this stuff, man. Y'all don't understand, man, how much I appreciate y'all on a daily basis coming through here, man. But yeah. Tati, I believe, said service provider was like, she felt like it was coded language for escort services. I don't know that to be true, but to say we never come back after we curse out the service providers, that could be possible. I'm not going to say that that's for sure, but possible. It's in the realm of possibility, right? However, if we're going with the theory that the Ebony Prince actually was an employee at the Mark Hotel, if people were fired and became an enemy, I think that there was some sort of confrontation that took place at the hotel. And however that confrontation went about, Drake has some items that were discarded, perhaps thrown in the trash, which would make sense with those, pill bottles or whatever, or if it was luggage that was somehow not taken by Drake. But whatever the case may be, it seems that there was some sort of altercation, confrontation, escalation of words, and Drake had to get the fuck up out of Dodge. Therefore, some of his items were somewhat discarded, right? Moving forward, he says, yet 6 months later, the circus returned. So then there's this white guy. He was an underage teen drinker or whatever. He got thrown out of the hotel for trying to purchase liquor without being old enough. He had a fake ID. And he came back doing protests with the whole Epstein protesters that were outside the Mark Hotel, right? Just putting together what I know. Y'all could tell me more about what y'all have discovered in the comments or in the chat. I'm open to all interpretations because I don't know what the fuck, and I ain't good at this puzzle shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. Okay? So he says, God's plan, funny how that works, isn't it? He says, I'm not an extortionist or career killer. I'm a black American capitalist. You have inserted yourself in between me and my money. Move. Humble yourself and tell the truth. I don't think Drake is going to tell the truth about nothing because it doesn't benefit him to do so. This is why I tell companies I don't conduct company business on my personal cell phone, but since you're so finicky, they insisted I install WhatsApp. So from this, it seems, let's just put the tinfoil hat on. This guy here may have tried to contact Drake because the company policy is you hold on to the items, you put them in plastic bags or whatever, you put them into a safe place within the hotel, and you got to try to connect the dots on who, you know what I mean, if you know whose stuff it is, you try to contact that person, right? He says, I don't conduct company business on personal cell phone, but since you're so finicky, they insisted I install WhatsApp. So apparently he must have tried to contact Drake in one or another format, having to use his own personal phone through WhatsApp. Just what it sounds like. He says, subpar service is not in line with the Forbes standard. That's what you pay for. So why would you think there will be no proof? He shows proof of a lost and found item. Right? I don't know what the whole Kevin Samuel shit is. I don't have nothing to do with it. Don't want nothing to do with it. Okay? My lawyer's so good. Thank you for keeping me free and always staying on top of things. Who is Adrian Edwards, you ask? He links to a Jersey City gang war story that I will not be watching. Sorry. Again, furthermore, he says 1 year, 3 months, 22 days. Those were good men. Ever heard of Ebony scandal? Well, welcome to the game. One was from Texas. He loved cowboy boots, guns, and horses. Riddles is going crazy. The other was from the Bronx and well on his way to becoming a Blue Henry. Now, what we do know, again, about this Ebony Prince is to become an Ebony, you have to be a part of the House of Ebony, right? Which is the ballroom shows or whatever that they have going on. What I have recovered is that he's a part of the LGBT community, clearly, but he is very masculine, right? The House of Ebony is for masculine men, or at least that was what it was founded upon in the 80s, that didn't want to sacrifice their manliness just because they were LGBTQ. So perhaps we do know this Ebony Prince also lived in Texas or may live in Texas based on their own information. He goes on to say better humans have left far more valuable things, and the process remains the same. You get a call, email, or text about lost items. Either pickup, shipment, or disposal is arranged, right? Your teams are applying pressure. I can't lie. Big ups to Mr. Allen and the Jamaican Connection. Mr. Allen, a.k.a. Livingston Allen, a.k.a. DJ Akademiks, and the Jamaican Connection, right? DJ Akademiks is of Jamaican descent. He said, he told me a few more crawled through that hole in Jacumba, but in the House of Ebony, we use pressure to make diamonds in the form of legends, icons, and pioneers. On Akademiks stream today, he says he does not know who this person is, although he does have a hunch or an idea. And he says once he finds out who this person is, he is going to pursue all legal ramifications that he can find and make this person's life a living hell, which is, again, why I'm not disclosing this person's identity. Okay? 48 Laws of Power. This is why we must always treat others nicely. You never know with whom you're dealing. He also posts Michael K. Williams on his page. And we know that Michael K. Williams was also a very masculine man that had, I think he was bi, if I'm not mistaken. Furthermore, we'll keep going past some of this other stuff. Now back to the story. Your guys' interruptions are throwing me off track. To be honest, I thought you were going to say at least you were mistaken by now, but okay. I only wanted to go with the story most know about because, well, you know, does the rabbit hole go deeper? I've only unzipped the small part of my knapsack. Tune in later. He comes back. Now, where are we? July 2023, right? Hey, CC, do you love me? You should do better investigating yourself. How could this be Larry? He left NYC in the 90s and lives in Texas, yet he simultaneously worked on 77th Street for 2 years. He then posts a clearly Canadian flavored water brand. And again, y'all in the chat, feel free to enlighten me about this clearly Canadian flavored water that he's referencing. There has to be a reason outside of the fact that Drake is Canadian. He says, and now for the NYPD verifiable portion of the story. I was almost arrested while at work for reasons regarding your accommodations. NYPD officer Viola received a CCRB complaint and hearing regarding keeping you from said protesters. Did you ever see Larry there? Interesting. He then goes on to post an actual video of Drake arriving at the Mark Hotel and an incident ensuing where there were black hotel workers and security outside basically fending off an obsessed fan from getting to Drake. He says, I've stood next to you in the rain to keep the paps and fanatics away. I became, quote unquote, essential during your stays, which, of course, you know, during the pandemic, the essential workers still had to work, although others were, you know, able to stay home or work from home. I became essential during your stays, having to cancel vacations and all to ensure things like this didn't happen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all on the screen what he's referring to. So let's get to that.
Girl tries running at Drake.
Deal with that. Oh, Drake. Yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? We can.
I ain't gonna lie, it looked like she had a hard ass day waiting on Drake, man. It looked like she was working out in the motherfucking trenches. Got off that motherfucking shift and said, I'm gonna meet Drake tonight. I don't give a fuck. Sadly, she did not. But based on the reference here, Ebony Prince perhaps was in this video as one of the people keeping the obsessed people away. Again, I think I may have saw him, but it's not my place to point him out. All right? And if you've done enough searching online, you already know what the nigga look like. Okay? Just a few minutes ago, he comes back, says, sorry for the hiatus. Emergency house meeting with the elders. The consensus keep going. Keep going. He says, I'll just leave these here in case we must get to that story tomorrow. The second picture is the one nobody even knew. Now, this first photo, is that Kendrick and Whitney? I don't know who the hell is in this photo. That's not Kendrick and Whitney. That don't look like them. This photo blurry as fuck. Let me go ahead and pull it up. Y'all might be able to recognize who the hell these people are. But the shit blurry. All right. Again, the shit blurry. Wait. The shit blurry, man. Who these people? Harpo, who these people? I need y'all to help me with that one. Okay. The other photo here says certificate of completion, mandated reporter training, identifying and reporting child abuse and maltreatment. The second picture is the one nobody there even knew. Things are getting a little weird here. He comes back, says, now back to the story, and doesn't post anything. Okay, he does. Someone asked how to make it stop. 5 words. King Kendrick got the number and his team too, as well as a quite riveting email that would send shivers down your spine. Now that is interesting to say. King Kendrick got the number and his team too. So I'm trying to understand where this is going. Y'all gonna have to help me. I'm moving with time constraints. And I don't know what the fuck is going on. They say, I'm trying to go down the comments to understand what's going on. But this shit is definitely becoming a bit of an annoyance. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna keep doing this. I mean, yes, I am. Yes, I am. But this shit is annoying because it's like what we could have gotten in a day has been stretched out into 3. Somebody talking about some oh shit. What's the oh shit? I need some help. Okay. So at this point, there's not enough information. I got to keep going, keep moving. So there's this post here that has their own series of theories. I was not trying to make that rhyme, but they say backstory but factual. I will say backstory but theoretically. Drake is getting extorted by someone who works at an NYC hotel, the Mark Hotel, as it's already been identified, and happened to come into possession of some of his items, as well as CCTV footage of him doing questionable things at said hotel. Now, again, there is supposedly an altercation. Christopher Alvarez, the little person and with the in the wheelchair, was allegedly stricken. Right? I saw some DMs spreading online that someone was gonna give Ebony Prince $800,000 for video footage of the altercation that included Drake's entourage and the little person, Christopher Alvarez, aka the journalist for the Daily Eagle, which we saw in that video surrounding those items. The worker likely gave some of the information to Kendrick's team initially, but since Drake lied about the info being fake, this led to him not getting paid by Kendrick's team and caused him to take on the Ebony Prince identity to go after Drake. According to this source, he doesn't know what exactly happened, but from what he understands, Drake assaulted a disabled person in the hotel CCTV footage. This is all allegedly. The person that Drake assaulted happens to be a journalist, which is bad for the OVO camp because he probably had information regarding Drake. All alleged. It is true that Drake has weird fetishes, allegedly. It is also true that Drake has had women wear leashes and act like dogs, and the source has known about that particular piece of info since last year. Again, allegedly. Okay? Now, there are some interesting theories about Drake and his dog fetishes that we're not going to go into today. But if you spend any amount of time on Reddit or blind item internet, you've already seen it. Let's just say vomit. Okay? Now, to say someone asked how to make it stop 5 words, King Kendrick got the number and his team too. I don't know. Is he trying to turn the tables on Kendrick? Or is he saying King Kendrick got the number and his team too, as in not Kendrick's team, but Drake's team? I don't know. Sadly enough, once I shut this video down, this motherfucker gonna start talking again. That's what's pissing me off. Once I get off this motherfucker, he gonna start talking all over again, and we're gonna have to do this shit again tomorrow. Now, furthermore, there's another video of Drake entering the Mark Hotel, leaving the Mark Hotel. So check this one out, and y'all let me know what y'all think of this.
Guys, I gotta back up. Back up. Both sides back up. Back up. Yo, back up. Yo, Drake, what up, Nick? Lamar Depsy.
All right, so if you didn't really catch on to the chant that person was doing, they were saying Mark helped Epstein, as in the Mark Hotel was one of Epstein's locations of choice for his nefarious dealings. Okay? And basically trying to insinuate perhaps Drake is a similar character, which is, remember on The Heart Part 6, he said, I predicted you would go the Epstein route with your diss tracks. Kendrick never said Epstein, though. He said Weinstein. Hit dog. Oddly enough, there's too many dog references out here, man. I'm not equipped. I'm not equipped at all. I think I might need to join PETA. Anyway, y'all saw the outfit Drake had on coming out the hotel. Well, look at this outfit here. They say, look at Drake's outfit in the picture and the video of him walking out of the hotel, and he's at the store in the same outfit on the receipt. He was there. This is Popular Jewelry, the same place that the receipt leads to from the Meet the Grams cover art, right? Buying some jewelry from this place. This is Drake. Oh shit. This is Drake at that popular jewelry place, so we know that receipt is real. He even took photos with an employee there. Or the owner. I don't know who this young lady is, but y'all could tell me if you know. So this was around June, July of last year. Y'all could say, y'all could put this up to, match the dates up, whatever. So there's that. So now there's extra confirmation about Drake's appearance in New York around the time of those receipts. We also see Drake in attendance of popular jewelry lining up with the receipts. And I believe the jewelry that was obtained during this trip has been lost, which is why Kendrick would say, find the jewels like Cash Doll. I just need you to think. Right? Now, furthermore, we've got DJ Akademiks sending his own set of threats to the Ebony Prince. Let's go ahead and play this, because he said some things about not knowing some stuff, and I'm going to get to that in a moment as well. Basically alluding that Drake has some inconsistencies in his story as well. So shout out to Akademiks for at least keeping it 100 and being willing to exploit inconsistencies in Drake's story as well, even though he is one of Drake's messengers.
A fire, nigga. Okay? I can't wait when I find out who you are. I'm gonna terrorize you for life, nigga, because I'm really rich. I'm gonna terrorize you for life just cause. I just got money to terrorize. I'm gonna just terrorize you for life, okay? Wherever you work at, I'm gonna terrorize you for life, okay? Don't ever mention my name when y'all talking about it. Mention Drake, because you don't got time to be playing around with this. Never ever mention my name like this again, okay? I kind of have a good idea of who you are. I'm hiring a private investigator. We're gonna get at you right. I don't give a fuck about what Drake got going on, what Kendrick got going on. Nigga, I will terrorize you for life. Just remember that, okay? I got the resources, and I save a little bit just for a bitch-ass nigga like you. Anyway, this hoe-ass nigga right here. This nigga, I don't know if they think they're the Riddler, but I do want to just make very clear, whoever this bum is, don't ever threaten me with a lawsuit. Just file it, you bitch ass nigga. I'll spend $1 million to ruin your life before I pay you a dime. Remember that. Clip it, put it in court, and I'll see you there. Okay, you bitch ass nigga? Don't you ever try to threaten me again. But anyway, let's go.
All right, so there's that, responding to the Ebony Prince. And then we've also got Akademiks saying that on record that Dave Free is not the father of Kendrick and Whitney's son, which completely debunks that theory that Drake pumped out on 2 songs.
By the way, I think both of these guys put their fair shares of lies in there too, in the battle, right? Drake doesn't have a kid. Kendrick lied. But Kendrick's kid isn't Dave Freeze, from my understanding. So Drake lied. So there's lies all in this. What I've realized is that this battle, as much as people have been hyping it up, and trust me, I
don't know why they clipped it at the 24-second mark. Should have at least let the nigga finish his statement. But there's that. That's Akademiks confessing to the world that Drake lied. Okay? On some Funk Master Flex, he lied type shit. All right? Now, let me see what else we got here before I move the conversation over. Yeah, that's pretty much it, right? At this moment. And here's a longer clip here.
I think Drake knew that these things were stolen. Okay? So this does look like some stolen shit, I'm going to be honest with you. Drake did knew that they were stolen. I don't know if he's like trying to reverse psychology it, saying, well, now I know it's stolen and I know what you have. I'm going to play off of it. That's one. But number two, when Drake says he set it up, I'm taking that to be this 11-year-old daughter thing, because from everybody I've talked to, including Drake, we can't even see any, like, we don't even know where this came from. And Kendrick said it so definitively in what was supposed to be his biggest song, which was supposed to be the biggest expose. So that's the thing that's my theory. I believe that the 11-year-old child thing from by Drake was probably either fed to Kendrick, planted. I don't know how. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know how. Okay, but that is my theory.
Okay, so that's Akademiks once again. Basically saying Drake is trying to reverse psychology of the situation, knowing items were stolen, and he also confirms that Drake does not even know where the story of the 11-year-old daughter came from, but all of a sudden he's saying he thinks Kendrick was fed this information by Drake. How could Drake possibly feed information about something he's not knowledgeable of? Either you're lying or Drake's lying to you. I think that's pretty much the size of it. Or Kendrick is bluffing. You know, that we got to keep that on the table as well. But as Akademiks acknowledged, Kendrick did say it very definitively as if he knows. And if you look further enough on Twitter, you'll see folks affiliated with Kendrick Lamar that say the 11-year-old daughter is an absolute fact. They know who she is, and they were present at a birthday party recently. They're holding on to pictures, pending if Drake wants to try to be slick. Okay? Not to mention Kendrick Lamar has at least another 5 songs, and according to Cooley Bravo, who has admitted to being in the studio with Kendrick Lamar within the past week or so, he says those 5 songs go much deeper than the ones we've already heard. He says the songs we've heard so far, Euphoria, which was originally a 19-minute song of its own, 616 in LA, Meet the Grrrls, and Not Like Us are only the tip of the iceberg. He says they're literally just punching Drake in the stomach. It gets much deeper, gets much more in depth and detail, and it's much more embarrassing on Drake's part if Kendrick ever gets the opportunity to put these records out. So I don't think Drake wants none of that, which also lends credibility to the fact of him going into trying to make some summer hits and get past this situation, because the label says, nigga, we don't pay you to make battle records. Keep that shit pushing. Get back to, hey, all right? As of next week, wherever the fuck Sexy Red is in the world, you go link back up with her, take some motherfucking photo ops. If you want to take her to New Ho King to get some fried rice and get the Kendrick Lamar special, have at it. Eat the food. Eat the food and get a beverage and put out some good summer music, okay? Whatever's going on with 4 Bats and his new EP and why that shit didn't come out on OVO, make sure the next one does. Okay? Kendrick is the boogeyman. Leave him alone. Do not let him put nothing else out, because we can't control his ass. And apparently Jimmy Iovine over there, Interscope, is backing Kendrick, because nobody's putting no pressure on him to apologize. Nobody's putting pressure on him to come out and say a single word. Nobody has heard anything from Kendrick directly. So leave that man alone. All right. Now, furthermore, moving on. We've got Soulja Boy and Metro Boomin going at it. Apparently, Soulja Boy discovered an old tweet from Metro Boomin. Of course, everybody was going through the whole Metro grooming old tweets, which were definitely not okay, not cool, fucked up. While people were going through his old tweets, Soulja Boy happened to get sent one that said, "I'm in the studio working with Jeezy. You niggas are getting opportunities to send Soulja Boy some beat packs. We are not the same. Leave me the fuck alone." Don't know exactly who he was talking to or who he was aiming that tweet at. But years later, because it's old shit, at least 10 years old, Soulja Boy has now taken offense and says, if you don't take this down in 24 hours, I'm on your fucking head. Oddly enough, when Soulja Boy says this to Metro, 21 Savage comes out, and 21 Savage said not a single peep during the battle with Kendrick Lamar and Drake, other than going on stage and playing some Drake music. That nigga ain't said a motherfucking thing. He comes up and takes up for Metro Boomin, of all people. When your man's is going fighting for his life, he comes in and says, or what? Basically saying, if Metro don't take that tweet down, what's gonna happen to him? Because we got his back. Now, Soulja Boy is snapping off on both Metro Boomin and 21 Savage. All right? So, shit has taken a very interesting turn. Everybody is angry right now in hip-hop. Everybody is perturbed, disturbed. So much so, Soulja Boy went on his Instagram story and said, Happy Mother's Day, Metro Boomin. Now, y'all know, Metro Boomin's mother was unalived in a very horrendous act in 2022 by Metro's, I guess they could call him his stepdad or the guy she was dating. And so for him to come out and say Happy Mother's Day is completely fucked up, especially when Metro probably holds no animus towards you. It's an old ass tweet, and you're inserting new energy in it like he dissed you today. Weirdo activity, man. I would play the Soulja Boy video. It's not even worth it, but basically he's making a number of threats saying he wants to square up and fight, and is even making extra violent threats against 21 Savage, telling him to go back to Britain. He's not a real Atlanta nigga. He's now claiming Zone 1 West Side Simpson Road, Atlanta, when he's always, for the past few years, claimed being from Bompton. And Soulja, you're really from Mississippi. So what the fuck? You can't say you're from three places, man. What's going on? But apparently he wants smoke with those two gentlemen. And I'll just say, I don't think Soulja Boy really wants issues with Slaughter Gang. It's not my place to say what type of shit they into. I don't know all the logistics of what they into. But according to 21 Savage during the pandemic, he says they crew ain't took no losses in the streets. And he alluded to people that had been offloaded, for lack of a better term in this moment, for beefing with him and his squad. That's where we at with hip hop today. Again, this too much. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Become an insider. Big shout out to all the insiders that are here, that tune in on a daily basis. Tune in, chime in the chat, drop comments. I appreciate everybody, all the new viewers. If y'all don't know who I am, my name is J Nolan. Once again, I am an artist first, hip-hop artist, rapper. Been doing it for a long time. Songwriter. I've got over 200, damn near 300 placements in TV and film. As far as music goes, like I was telling y'all about the Hot 97 shit, I've worked with them. I've worked with Tiny Desk. I was part of the Tiny Desk tour last year when they came to Atlanta. So I'm not just speaking from the perspective of a fan. I'm actually somebody who, is active in the music community. Feel free to check out my album, Southside Nolan. It's available on all streaming platforms, and it's available on my website down below in the description. You could get the direct links to that. However you choose to support is your prerogative. I'm not trying to force anybody to give me any money. I'm not on here begging for donations, but all are welcome and appreciated. All right, much love and respect. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Again, let me know what y'all think with all the theories with the Ebony print shit, because I'm going to read through the comments. So be sure to leave comments either in the chat or in the comment section so I could go back and see what y'all got from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I do need additional context. I ain't gonna lie. All right? Peace.
Yeah, I can't king of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like Soulja rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda, we hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.